Hello again, everyone. Today I thought I would do something I haven't done for a very long time. I dug out this little box. It's from Hero Arts and they are watercolour stamps. The stamps themselves are pretty flat. So as you can see here, you make the effect by the sort of ink that you put on the stamp to transfer it. So I thought I would do it in my Misty. Well, it's not my Misty, actually, it's my Vaison. Vaison Creative, a Stamp Easy, beg its pardon. So, to get the rubber stamp off the block, I usually just pop them in the microwave for just a few moments, and that softens the adhesive and they just peel off. But the microwave's downstairs and I was upstairs. So what I did this morning, I just very gently from a distance used my heat gun and just let the adhesive soften a little and it just peeled off. So I would warn you to do that. You don't want to have too much heat near the rubber because you could damage the rubber, and that's the last thing you want. All you want to do is to soften the adhesive enough to get it off. What you do thereafter, because the back of the Easy Foam or whatever it is, the mount that they put on, may well still be tacky, which is why this is actually sticking to the lid of my, what's it called? My Stamp Easy. Stamp Easy. So there are various things you can do. Sometimes I will get rid of it with this stuff, which is from Crafter's Companion. It's called Stick Away, and it gets rid of any bits of adhesive that are where you don't want it to be. So that's a possibility if you want to get it off. But otherwise, I'm just leaving it at the moment so it'll hang on to here. So what I've got is a scrap. This, by the side of my guillotine, I always have strips to left when I've been cutting various sizes of card bases. And I just use these for sentiments, for all sorts. So I thought I would do it on here. This is my normal cardstock, the Silkweave linen. So here's my little flower. And as you can see, it's this chap. So I thought I would do it similar colours to the ones that are there. And I've got out, these are old Stampin' Up markers. So I've got a couple of shades of red, a couple of shades of green and a yellow. So let's just carry on and do, shall we? So I don't know which way around we want to do these, but I'll just do a little bit around the edge of the stamp. You don't have to be precise with this kind of carry-on. Just give it a bit of a rub over with the marker. And then I breathe heavily on it. A huff, or whatever you care to call it. Right, and press. Okay. So there, I've got a little bit of my flower. Now I use the other red, and I'll come in a bit further with this. Which end am I doing? This end. Here we go. So just go around again.
I'm using your email address, Chrissy, because I'm not sure whether mine will work.
And again. And press. There we go. My husband was shouting something. I don't know if he was talking to me or what really, but we won't worry about it. Okie doke. Now let's do some of the stem. Go all over with a light one, I think. And another huff. All that does is actually just moistens the ink enough to spread it a bit more evenly. And a bit of the darker one. Now, if you want it to be a little bit more diffused, there are a couple of things you could do. You could just go over it again if you wanted to. You could give it a slight mist with water, which I'm going to just do. And it's only going to be a mist, literally a mist. So I'm just going to spray from a height. There we go. Now, if you want any more diffusion of the colours, all you need to do is just get a brush with damp brush, whatever, and you can just do this kind of business. Now, the thing that's missing is the centre of the flower, so let's do that next. I almost forgot it. Right, give that a bit of a huff as well. There we go. It's quite cute, isn't it? Now, what I want to do next, I think I will just dry this off because it's still got some of that last little spritz on it. So I'll just dry it off before I do the next bit. Oh, I've got my chair on my wire from the heat tool. Just a minute. Oops, there we go. Now, that is kind of just slightly, ever so slightly off centre. I'm just going to cut a bit more off there and cut a bit more off the bottom to go. I get it exactly where I want it. I'm just going to do this with my guillotine. Maybe have the top as well, actually. There we go. This pleases me a little more. Right, what I want to do next is, this is my stamp from the Indigo Blue, what's it called? Mixed Media Special 7 set. This one here. And it's this text. I absolutely love this text stamp from here. And I've got it on this pad. And I'm going to use some Lost Shadow, and I'm just going to stamp completely over the top of this flower. Which is the right way up. So hard to see. I think that's the top, hopefully. Some of the print is readable, but a lot of it is indistinct, so it's difficult to see if it's the right way up or not. I don't know if I got that the right way or not, doesn't matter. I should put a line on it really, and I'm just going to dry that again. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is to clear emboss over the whole of it, because the technique I want to do, I think it's called broken glass or something like that. I can't remember. I haven't done it for so many years. Now what I'm going to do is ink all over this completely, and I'm going to clear emboss it, and I've got some ultra thick clear embossing paste powder. But if you can't get this, I think it's still available. It's sometimes called ultra high or something like that. You can just use more layers, but of regular clear embossing powder. So here we go. Let's get this inked. Some people like to put their ink on with a brayer. Some people like to stamp down onto it. Doesn't matter how you do it. You do what's right for you, what pleases you. Okie doke. Here's a piece of paper that I can catch the... I haven't got absolutely all over this. I can see a spot over there that's missing, but I'll catch it the next time round. So here we go, all over the top. Right. Some tweezers, just that bit there is probably where I can hold it. Okay, let's get this back into here for a moment. And I want to try and heat this from underneath, and the reason being these crystals are so big that some of them are not necessarily sticking to that Versamark. They're probably on the top, and if I just put my heat on the top, it'll blow them away. If I do it from underneath, once they start to melt, then I can do it from the top and finish it off. So that's the reason. That's the reason why. So here we go. Let's heat it from underneath to start. Making a bit of a funny noise these days. Now, this time I want to make sure that that bit there that was a bit short on the last one gets a good bit of ink and powder. And I'm going to do it one more time. If you're using just regular stuff, I would do at least 4 layers. So here we go with the next one. That's the bit I've got to make sure I've got some on. Looks like I've got it. We will see. Time will tell. I can always add a bit more at the end if I need to. Okay. Here we go again. Oof. Let's get this away. Haven't screwed the lid on properly that last time, and some came out of the lid everywhere. Now there's another process that's going to carry on after I've done this, but I'll show you what that is momentarily. Let's do this from underneath again to start with. A little bit then. What you're looking for actually is just as if it's got an enamel layer over the top of it. Now, I have got another one of these that I did a short while ago, which is downstairs in the freezer. So I'm going to stop the film now, and I'm going to go and fetch that. And then I'll start again when I come back, and you can see what the next part of the process is. So I'll be right back. Well, I'm back. Here's the one I made earlier that I just got out of the freezer. And what I'm going to try and do now is just kind of, can you hear it? I'm cracking it. Thought I might. May have probably left it a bit, should have left it a bit longer, or come upstairs a bit more quickly or something. Don't know if I've got enough cracks here. At the moment, you see, this will just bend, won't crack, just bend. But because it's been in the freezer, it's brittle. And when you do, they can hear it crack. There it goes. I thought I might bash it onto here, but maybe not. I'm just going to smooth it out a bit now. What am I going to smooth it with? I think I'll do... No, that might be a bit hard. I've got a... Oh, I can use a bone folder. If I'm not careful, some of the... might fall off, but we'll see. I think that might be okay. I was thinking I was going to bash it onto there, but I don't think I'll need that. Now, what I need to do is to put something onto here that is going to go into those cracks. I'm tempted to try some, my old favourite gilding wax, but it will stick to the flat bits as well. And I only want it to go into the crevices. Previously, I've used ink. I could try using some kind of goldy ink, if you know what I mean. What have I? Here's some goldy ink. Let's try this, and I might be able to rub it off the surface and it just stay in the crevices. I don't think this is going to work, actually. We'll see. I haven't done this for so long, I don't remember what I do actually. Oh, it's going in the crevices. Oh, there's a bit come off. Can you see? Be a little bit careful. Let's just wipe it off the top. There's a little bit in there. There's a bit that's come off there. Can you see? Just that tiny bit there. There's another bit there too. Should I stick those back on? I think I will. At least it'll all be shiny then, wouldn't it? Let's stick those little bits back on. My husband's emails are not working, and I've just been fiddling around trying to work out why. I think he's going to have to ring up the company, in fact, because since yesterday his emails are just not coming through. And normally you get bombarded, don't you, with emails? Absolutely bombarded. Most of mine just go straight into the bin. Right. Now I think what I may do is to put a little bit of dark on. What I want is for these cracks to show up. I want them to be obvious, you know. Try a bit of ink. Let's try a bit of black soot, see if this will do the job. Let's have a sponge of some description. There we go. This will do. Let's go into the cracks. And I can wipe it off the surface afterwards, hopefully. You see, it's just kind of an antique-y kind of look. I haven't got much going into the crevices. Let's try it directly from the pad. Right, that's better. That's going in, isn't it? Getting a little bit more antiquified. Now, if that is mounted, just sort of show it off. I think it might look quite nice. I'll clean up a bit more of the actual bit that's supposed to be clean, and then we can mount it onto another piece of card, and it's quite interesting, isn't it? You can see still see this stamp that I used underneath, and I think I'll put that in with another little bit of mixed media. So I will stop the film again and do the next bit, and then I'll come back when I've collected some bits, because otherwise I'll be here forever. Okay, stop for a moment and I'll be right back. Here I am again. I've got a piece of dark grey, which I thought I would try a ripping technique, and I bought this ruler, sort of a decally ruler, a ripping ruler, to see if I could make it look kind of, you know, authentic. So I've cut, or ripped, should I say, 2 sides, and I've been using my mat at the back to try and get it where I sort of want it-ish. So if I want the line to rip down here about equidistant to that one, it's about where that one there is. Can you see this line just here? So if I put this kind of at right angles, and I try and get the ruler lined up with that line there, hold it down, and then I can rip it off. So we're about kind of right, aren't we, ish? Now, the other one, I'll do this way around, put it level with one of those, and if I want the line to be about where this one is again, I can put my ripping ruler kind of there. Keep it ish, straight-ish. I don't want it to be, you know, mathematically perfect, but there we go. Now, here's my chance. To cover up some of this rip, I'm going to use my Old Faithful gilding wax. I tried a bit of gold in there, so it should kind of just be in keeping. Use my little applicator again. And I'm just going to go over the edge of this. I think it looks a bit, I don't know, more authentic when it's got something on it rather than just the raw edge of the paper. It's a sort of a shiny-ish, I don't know where I got this card from. It was in a pack with lots of different shades of grey, in fact. So this is there's about there's 2 rulers in the set, so you get four different kind of jiggly ripping lines. Okay, so if I put that onto there like that, I've got a card front about the panel here, and I thought I would try and do a little bit of kind of music-y stuff and have it sort of there like that with a bit of music-y stuff coming down perhaps. So if I let's put the lid back on this so I don't get that dried up or anywhere else. I have got some hickory smoke distress oxide. I've got a brush. I'm going to hold this still, and I'm just going to let's make sure I'm not going to expose any of the card panel. Just a bit of stuff, and I might have to just cover that bit up so I don't, I'm not supposed to. Okay. You can always reposition this. If I'd wanted to up and down, I could have put a hinge on it, but I think it would be fine. Okay. There we have a bit of music. Where's my card pattern? Actual base, here it is. There we go. So It's a bit different. I could have another sentiment. I could have something going, perhaps going across there. I don't know. But something I haven't done for a long time. Bit of fun. And as ever, thank you so much for watching.